Blessings upon blessings. Welcome to the Love Walk Approach. I am your host, Dr. Shalonda Treasure, and I'm excited to be here today. And I will be excited about this assignment. Prayerfully, it will be continuous. We'll do this for many years to come. But however God shifts us, we're going to shift. But I do show up excited to be here. And I'm grateful to be able to welcome you into this space. So go ahead and invite some people to join us. Those who have decided within themselves that I am on this journey to have this mind, the same mind that was in Christ Yahshua and so many other love walk agents in this life. I understand it to the best of my ability right now, but I'm open and I'm willing to learn more about this factor, this concept, this philosophy, this spiritual experience, this truth, right? This experience called love, aka God, the great I am, the omnipresent one, the all in all, right? Everything that is, everything that was, everything that is to come, the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, because God is, love is today, yesterday, and forevermore. God is the same all the time at the same time, and we just honor that and we reverence that in this space. And so if you know anybody who is just at a place right now in their life where they're like, look, I don't necessarily want to have to tussle about religion or about philosophies, about anything. I just want to at least have some type of peace in my life, and I don't really know how to obtain that. So I've chosen this path, or I desire to choose this path, to just kind of, okay, what's this path that Christ Joshua was talking about? What is this life that Mother Teresa was trying to live out? What is this movement or this thing that Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi were trying to do? What's happening with these individuals? What had their life at the point where they could say, you know what, I stand for something greater than myself. I stand for something bigger than me, but I know that I'm connected to it somehow in a way that I may not fully understand right now, but I'm willing to walk the path. I'm willing to say, at least today, I really do believe that love is full maturity, or love is all things. At least I can stop there. At least God is all things. At least God is bigger than anything I've ever been able to conceive. Even if I still don't understand the fullness of it all, there's just something greater, something bigger, and I'm connected. That's probably the reason why many of us are feeling lonely and sad and grieved in this season of our lives. See, I keep sharing this with someone that may need to hear it. I feel like I'm in prophetic flow today. So just for those of you who don't know me well, I will come on here and try to just do a podcast and say, you know, hey, let me give you some information. But I will flow and say what needs to be said until it's time for me to look at some points, maybe, you know. But we're here one to another. This is my giftings, my unique expression is to just be, to say what's inspired of me to say in the moment, and to do whatever is inspired in the moment. No script. And if I do plan out anything, it can take a back seat to whatever it is that love wants to do in this moment, because your heart matters, your life matters, this journey matters. And so today we sit in this space and we invite others in who just said, you know, I think there was the Message Bible stated one of the verses where Jesus was talking, and it says, come to me, all of you who are tired out on religion, you know, and he began to say after that, I'll show you this easier way. I'll show you this path. I'll show you this way where my yoke is easy and my burden is light, man. Like I'm not in captivity. I'm liberated. I'm free to live this life out as the true, authentic version of who I am, because God didn't make a mistake. Love made no mistakes. Love understood. Love made it neutral. Love made it fair. Love made it just. Love just wanted to exist as everything that exists. So it expressed itself, and we're a part of that expression. And so in this space right here, it's all love. I can't pretend that I've already arrived at full maturity of it for sure. But I do know that in my heart, I desire first and foremost to cleanse anything in me that will not serve the purpose of the greater whole. And I stand so humbly today as one chosen to deliver this message. But I don't stand here to pretend as if I've already obtained it. This is a journey for each and every one of us. There are going to be times where you may feel rage or anger or fear or any of those things. As we have lived throughout this life, we have tried out every program. We've listened to the programming of others. We've tried to pursue it so we can be in an alignment and be right and do things this proper way. But come, those of you who are tied out on religion. In other words, we're so busy trying to stick to the tradition of everything that we confused. Trying to stick to the traditions of the old doctrines and covenants, trying to keep up with all of it, trying to make ourselves perfected when it comes to that and the visions and all of that, afraid to find out what that thing is in the pit of your belly that's trying to come up and out. I'm just here to use my gifts to help you through with yours. Here on the Love Walk Approach podcast, we really are just saying, hey, let's love walk approach it. You know, every question, every solution, every possibility, every idea, every concept, love literally is the answer to every question. It's the solution to every problem. And it is the healer of every wound. And I will go even further in my understanding to say every perceived wound, right? Because everything is based on our perception, how we see things, how we see life, how we experience it through our perceptions, our senses, gives us our perspective. And some of us are still carrying around outdated perspectives, trying to figure out how to be whole and how to be healed and how to be clear-minded and how to be of sound mind. And we've heard so many quotes and things that it's now become cliche, and we don't really take seriously the sacred texts of those who have written throughout the years to say, hey, this is how I experienced this thing. When I was in bondage, these are the things that I heard. And they share their experience with us in different texts all over. Messages hidden throughout all of eternity, of creation. Things that we will never even remember or even know what was said unless we come into the fullness of who we are and tap into the stillness of God and hear it. But there's so much that's been said, so much has been done. We're all on these unique journeys. God is literally, some people may think of it as the Matrix. Some people say, oh, it's a game. Some people will say it's a movie. Some people will say that this is just a real sick, twisted way of being. And how can you be this and that and the other? And I just think it is the absolute most amazing experience, right? Because it's unique and it's different and it's an unfolding and it's an uncovering and it's a process of watching your pieces come together as you own them, as you take up your cross and follow this Christ mind, this individual that says, hey, I got a solution for all of that confusion you got going on. All I need to know is, will you be made whole? If you'll be made whole, then I'll take you through this process. If you'll be made whole, then I'll start with first and foremost, listen, you are not a separate thing, a separate entity from God. Nope, you're just a unique reflection. And I really want to get you to that message. But first, I got to heal this thing in you that makes you feel like you're unworthy or you're inadequate, that makes you sit down and come down to the lowest measure of faith and not even believe in any possibilities. Even though you can see the grass growing and nobody's planting seed every year for that same grass to grow. It's just growing every year. Seasons changing every year. Stars in the sky, the sun, the moon, the planets. You see all of these great, absolutely amazing, magnificent things, and yet you believe that you are lesser than everything else that exists? No. Will you be made whole? Oh, that's the question. I got to ask that question first, because if not, then it becomes force. It becomes bondage. It becomes something too heavy for you to carry. So I had to ask you, are you ready to be made whole? Do you want this thing, as some people will say, to have your mind blown? Are you ready for the pieces to come together, just to show you how perfect love really is, and that some of the things that you perceive is what got you tripped up right now, but we could turn it around. I just need your permission. Will thou be made whole? And then after you answer that question, and if your answer is yes, and then I'll ask you a question such as, hey, what that heart look like? Will you be made whole? Like, are you willing? Yes, I will. Okay, well, first of all, I need you to take up your cross. What's my cross? All of the stuff that's weighing you down, all the stuff that's so heavy for you to carry, all of the stuff from your past, all the traumas, all the issues, all the pains, all the misunderstandings, all of the delusions, things that you've told yourself because it was easier to believe that than to actually to go deep within it and believe the truth. Some of the things that I had to decide in this season of my life, I'm like, God, you got to help me out with this, because my heart is torn. I feel like I don't know whether to go left or whether to go right. I feel like this is a season of temptation, a season of Job, a season of Joseph, and everybody all wrapped up in one. There's so much happening, and I'm trying to keep my mind sane. And love says it's all good. You got to process that. No longer do you need to move forward with anything that is artificial. So I need you to search that heart of yours. I don't want to do it for you. Now I could, but you've mistaken me searching your heart over the years. When I was searching your heart over the years, when I was allowing things to be pointed out, you took it defensively because you had trauma. You had things in your past that you just thought every time somebody asked you something, or every time somebody said something to you with constructive criticism, you just assumed that it was the most negative thing that you could hear, and it just didn't make sense because you were trying to stick to this certain ideal. No, you were trying to protect an old covenant within yourself. You were trying to keep and hold on to the old wineskins because they had so much memory and they were so sentimental for you. You didn't want to get rid of the old wineskins. You were trying to continue to pour this new wine into this old wineskin, not realizing that you would be killing it. It would be destroyed. It would begin to decay, trying to pour this new thing into this old thing. It's not that, see, if you want to, and I have this whole vision right now. Y'all told y'all I'm prophetic flow, so I pray that this is okay for you. Look, we're just here. We're here to be used to do whatever he wants. So I have this vision right now, and I'm looking at two different wineskins, and I'm kind of trying to get the whole feel of the material that is made out of, this animal material that is made out of. And I'm looking at the old and I'm looking at the new, and I see some of the qualities of the old in the new. It didn't totally leave everything about the old out, but what it did is that it uncovered something else that you can do with that particular model, that particular skin. I love the way the togetherness of what tradition has taught us about togetherness. Let me get my words right. I love what tradition has taught us about togetherness. There are certain things inside traditional practices that speak of community. Right? It teaches us principles of community. It teaches us the principles of honoring those that have come before us and respecting the decisions of those that come after us, and being present in your moment to forgive and to love and to cleanse your heart and all these different things. It showed us some of those things, but the new has come to try to explain it to you in a way where you really understand this wasn't about legalism. It's never been about that. It's never been about you trying to wish so hard for this savior to come from this distant place, so you can be rescued, because you begin to create your own doctrine out of your slavery, out of your pain, out of your trauma. And so I need you to begin to see yourself with a different set of eyes, even as you think through the things that I'm saying today. I pray that this is not too heavy for some of you. Maybe you didn't show up for this, but this is what we do here. Whatever it is that I am says, that's what we want to do, because you never know who needs to hear it. And I believe so much so within me that there are going to be people that may be hearing this 10 years from now. And guess what? If it's 10 years from now, it's the word and the message that you needed to hear at this appointed time. When we love walk approach this life, we're saying, God, I understand that there is something bigger, something that I may not understand. That's what it means when it says your thoughts are not ours and your ways are not ours. Now, yes, we are all unique expressions of the great I am, but there's something greater that puts all the pieces together. Whether it be the Matrix or a play, or whether it be a movie, whether it be a game. You can find love in every example ever given. Even the ones that are protective and the ones that teach us about how to navigate throughout certain situations. You can find love in every single scenario. Thus, it indeed is the answer to every question and the solution to every problem. The master healer, because it heals your perception. It heals the ideals. When you are renewed in your mind, transformation happens, and you can never look at life the same way again. You'll never look at God the same way again. You'll never look at love the same way again once you begin to understand it as a greater whole, a greater message, a message of unity. God bringing all of its pieces back together, showing you that I never left any situation. I allow you to make it personal. But I allow you to make it personal so that you can navigate through this part of your journey, your life's journey. So I need to ask you the question again, what that heart looked like. What's in there from the old that's keeping you from designing something new, creating this new thing? God, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. In other words, I need to get reacquainted with the truth of who I am. Right spirit is love. Right spirit is truth. So I need to get reacquainted with the truth of who you are, with the truth of my very essence. I need to get reacquainted. I need to come back into a knowing. And so life has yielded us this great experience that doesn't always feel so great. Because the same way that you get on a game and you start choosing your avatar, you get to choose the clothes for that avatar, you're choosing these personalities and you're choosing all these different strengths and weaknesses and all these different things, and you're creating this thing. And you do it so well on the game. But in real life, you feel like you're stuck. That's the reason why the game feels so awesome, because you can create this individual, this person, this persona, because you've forgotten that you have the power within you. Greater is he that's within you than he that's in the world. These false illusions, things that are intentionally placed there in our experience. Yep. The things that make you confused, the things that make you have to question yourself, the things that make you come to yourself. Today we're in a series right now. We're in the part 2 of Love Does as Love Is. and we'll talk about the story of the prodigal, and he had to come to himself. He had to do a whole heart search, what that heart looked like. Oh, in this heart of mine, I'm feeling shame, I'm feeling guilt, I'm feeling that. Take up the cross. Come follow. Let me show you something. Oh, by the way, you were never a mistake. You choosing to go out there on your own and experience life for yourself. You chose the path that was probably going to be a little bit more tough and rough and tumble to learn your lessons, but it's the way you chose, and you had free will. Come to yourself. Take up your cross, follow. I'll make your yoke easy, I'll make your burden light. You don't have to continue with this identity. You don't listen. We write plays and we make movies and we do all these wonderful things, and it's a beautiful thing. The creativity that comes out of us is amazing. Love is creating through every single individual a reality that's a personal experience. God's doing this on purpose. It's all on purpose. But as a character, as one God allowed to feel through everything, yeah, it doesn't always feel the greatest, doesn't always feel the best, until you understand what love is doing. Until you understand that love is real, just, and everything I've ever created, everything I've ever expressed, every idea has a place and a purpose. I just need you to come into the fullness of that idea. And you'll be able to do that easier when you answer this other question for yourself. What if God is all of us? See, I just said all of that. I just made you try to make you understand that God is everything that exists, and we're just navigating our way through it because God gives us the liberty to choose for him or as him, as her, as they, as it, whatever you want to call it. God is not offended by our descriptions. God is not offended by our experiences. Love is navigating through all of them to be personal. So, what if God is all of us? You answer that question for yourself based on what you're learning along the way, what that heart look like. Those are the kind of questions we ask here on the Love Walk Approach. What you say? All right, y'all, come on, let's take a deep breath in. Let's go ahead and wash that off. Whatever it is, whatever it be, Destiny, thank you so much for being a Love Walk Vision partner with us. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Nadia, for being present and in the room. Always a Love Walk Vision partner. Let me tell you, before we go any further in today's message, you can become a Love Walk Vision partner by doing a few things. Number one, you can go to our coffee page at Love Walk Outreach Global, Love Walk Outreach Global on coffee. Follow it. And also you can become a subscriber or a supporter on that page by financially becoming a partner with us, knowing that we have a vision that we're pursuing, trying to be in the place and do what it is that God is saying. There are definitely going to be expenses for that. Of course, we do still have to live and feed our families and all those good things. Nothing that you don't already know, because you're doing that to survive every day. I pray for you that God is allowing people to understand the fullness of your giftings and honor them and respect them, so that you have everything that your heart desires and needs. But when you choose to become a vision partner with us, you're saying the same thing, right? I pray that for you regardless. Here's the one thing I've learned about love. It is the same no matter what another individual chooses to do. You know, when we start to pursue things that we're pursuing based on what somebody else will or will not do. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a business model, but I'm saying that there are some things that just kind of clouds our judgment when it comes to responding and acting in love. But when it comes to love, love is always neutral. Love is always no respecter of persons. Love doesn't have a limit on what it will do to make sure that you are 100% good. 100% good within yourself. And so you go through these experiences and you have to live and learn. And there may be times where you're still in a place of immaturity in a certain area. And I can't be so upset with you for not fulfilling something that I need, because your understanding is not there yet. So I'm on this platform, and pretty much almost any platform you find me on, that you're going to find a space where I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm here to freely give. You freely give as well. I will teach you about certain principles that God has taught me, and try to see if it helps to heal any old wounds attached to stuff like that. But you become a Love Walk Vision partner with us just by being present, not just in numbers, but in literal presence. Like, I want to be here. I want to grow. I want to expand. I'm not here to crucify the situation or judge it. I am here to gain something from it. And love also says to you, if this is not your cup of tea and you are not present to learn, to grow, to contribute in some way, it's okay for you to find what works for you. All right. And so I appreciate all of you who choose to show up. Those of you who are financial partners with us, thank you so much. There's going to be a book dropping at midnight. So I got a new book that's going to be dropping. I'm starting it off here right there on the coffee site as just the ebook for those who are already connected to us over there on coffee. So if you are not already a supporter, please do become a supporter over there, become a follower over there. As a supporter, you kind of never know. Sometimes you might get things for the free. But many times it will be donation based, and sometimes there may be a small fee attached to it depending on what my instructions are. Okay, I want things to be as available to people as they need to be and can be. And so Awakening the Love Self Within is the new ebook, and it will be dropping at midnight. I will be uploading it at midnight. And so therefore, listen, those of you who support us financially today, you will automatically get a copy of this ebook before I even put it up for purchase at all. So I mean, that's because you're already pouring in, you're already saying, hey, I believe in the vision. And so I want you to be able to grab it, to get it as a thank you. And so go ahead and become a Love Walk Vision partner with me. If you choose not to do that today, then you can wait till it actually goes on sale, or at when it gets posted later at midnight. All right. So if you are a Love Walk Vision partner supporter, then you will be receiving it before midnight. I think I should have said it like that. And then at midnight, anyone who just wants to purchase it can do so. All right. So thank y'all so much for y'all love and support in that area. But we are awakening the love self within. Let me just say the introduction to it is called Love Does as Love Is. So we're just kind of not just wanting to talk about this anymore. We want to start applying much of this to our life. And sometimes we just need to be able to read it over and over again. That's the wonderful thing about a book, right? Whether it be an ebook or physical, you can go back to it as many times as you want to, right? And so I want you to do that with this one. When you receive this book, there's an introduction, there's like 8 chapters in it, and a conclusion. All right. With each part of that, I want you to invest yourself. I want you, if you purchase it, why not fully invest yourself in it? Don't just want you to purchase it for support purposes. Want you to purchase it or sow into it because you believe that this is something that I need for my growth. And so Love Does as Love is the introduction title for this particular book. And these 8 chapters are going to give you places where you can begin and start, things to think on. Y'all know I say that a lot. Think on these things. And so we want you to be able to think on these things. Be able to think on these things and really enjoy. So there are a few suggestions. You can go ahead and read it all the way through in one night, and then go back to the beginning and spend a week on each one. That might be a really good suggestion. I mean, there are writing prompts, or like a little journal writing prompt at the end of each chapter. You can take and answer that same journal entry prompt every single day for a week. How do you think that will shift your perspective? How do you think that that will renew your mind and begin to transform you from the inside out, right? You may choose to read the whole thing every single day. It's really not that long. I'm trying to give everybody just bite-sized doses, because I think I learn better with bite-sized doses. So maybe I'll give it to people the way I learn. And so it's not too long. It's something you could probably read through within a couple of hours. And so you may just want to read, do the whole thing every day, answer every journal prompt every single day. However it is that you do it, I don't want you to just grab it and be like, okay, well, that's cool. Oh, it's another one that's good. It's nice. I want you to really be ready and pour yourself into it. So that's what we'll be doing. So at midnight, it'll be available for purchase. If you are a Love Walk Vision partner and you have become a supporter over there, that means that you've shown us some financial support in some way. You will automatically get it, and that will be before midnight. And so I want to just say thank you to all of you who are always showing up and always present. Yes, awakening the love self within. So I want to bring some points home for you. And we've talked last week, and we've actually been talking this month about love. Love is as love does, or love does as love is, and love is as love does. And we begin to show examples based on certain teachings that we've probably heard most of our lives, but didn't really just stop at it and try to really dissect it from the perspective of love. One of the reasons why I kind of talk from this perspective, and now you know that I consider love and God to be synonymous. So when you hear me talk about love, more than likely I'm talking about the greater whole, the great I am, the omnipresent, when I'm talking about allness, right? I believe that when the Bible scripture said, if you know not love, then you know not God, because God is love. It really just illuminated for me even more the message of Christ Joshua when they asked the question, what's the greatest commandment? And they're thinking the commandment is about all these rules and traditions and laws that have been created to try to control people's narratives, because that's all that rules and laws are for, is to kind of control what people are doing. But when we do not allow love to be governor, when we don't know love, when we don't pursue to understand what that looks like on a heart level, right? Because we draw near to God with our mouths, but our hearts are far from Him. And when we don't stop to really consider love, then we can never know God. And so again, anything I'm sharing with you is from personal revelation, things that God has shown me. And it's so profound in my heart because it's things that I've kind of just known my whole life, or felt like I knew, and then had to come to the place where I really understood that love was without condition. That's something that I had to just like really keep, telling myself over time, because it sure felt conditional. Sometimes it felt conditional because of rejections or feelings of abandonment or feelings of being misunderstood and all these things. It felt like love abandoned me in those moments. So I'm like, well, is love really conditional? Because they said it, if I don't do it like this, then this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And so we kind of think that the rules and the laws of traditions we think that those are the things that give us salvation, or the things that make us right with God. We don't want, I don't want to displease God. Well, it says that faith is what pleases God. And so therefore I have to establish my faith. What do I believe? Well, I believe if I know not love, if I pursue not love, seek not love, then me saying that I'm seeking God is really not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is trying to get some answers to these nagging questions, but I'm not open to love. I'm only controlled by the rules and the regulations of life, and therefore I can't get close as I need to get to this answer that's going to give me this peace that surpasses all understanding. I'm trying to find it in everything else. But when I pursue love, when I seek out love, them that come to God must believe that He is, and He is a rewarder of them who diligently seek Him. And when I put love in that particular thing, when I substitute God for love, because again, they're synonymous. He who comes to love must believe that He is. For it's a rewarder to those who diligently seek it. And so if I'm in pursuit of love, understanding it in its wholeness, even the things that happened with me or to me that I did not understand, how were people allowed to do certain things, and we would ask questions like that. Why were they allowed to it? Why didn't God stop it? And then at the same time, we turn around and say, I wish I was free. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in bondage to certain things. Answering our own questions that free will is simply that God is literally no respecter of person. Can't do one thing for one person that He doesn't allow for the other. But He's given us the strategy and the introspection to really come into the fullness and completeness of what love is. So this is the search. This is the search. Blessings to you, Quantina. This is the search. This is the mission. If I know not love, then I know not God. I really want to know God. Well, guess I got to pursue and seek the understanding of what love is in its fullness. First of all, let me start with the fact that it's a unique expression of me. Like, I am the expression of love in the earth. You're the expression of love in the earth. This is the message that Christ Joshua was trying to give us. And so then we come to this space of having to know how to identify. And so when you get this new ebook and you're awakening the love self within, it's going to help you with some of that. All right, so prayerfully, you're already ready. To everyone, again, those of you who are just joining us or coming in and out, we have a new ebook that will be dropping on our coffee site at midnight. It will be available for purchase at midnight. But if you are a Love Walk Vision partner or supporter over there on our coffee site, then you will already receive your copy of the ebook before midnight comes, just as a thank you for already doing something, for already giving freely. This is our gift and your new source of something that you can apply from day to day and from moment to moment. And we're grateful for that. So one or the other, just make sure you get it and talk about it. Put some quotes up. Tag us over at Inspirational Treasure or at Love Walk Outreach Global so that we can see that you're really into it, you're reading it, and you're applying these things. And these are the things that are coming of it. And then you share. So we're excited, absolutely excited. All right, so I want to share something with you today concerning this prodigal son story, but I really just feel like I'm in flow mode. So I hope that y'all fully understand that. It's normally what we do on Thursday nights if you come for Love Walk Chat and Flow, but I'm kind of like that all the time. So if I have something in mind, I'm sure it's going to tie back together. But I just feel the need to say a few things. There are those that may be listening to me, and I was already talking about the law and legalism and all that. I don't want anyone to think that that certain rules and laws don't have their place. But I think what we don't understand is that it has its place, which means that it does not dominate or control the entire narrative when you have a rule or a law in place and you think that the whole world is supposed to be able to get with it and understand it and abide by it. But love being the ultimate law, love being the ultimate perfection, love being everything that God is being realized, right? There are some things that you cannot restrict in the flow of what love is. There are some things that you cannot restrict in the flow of what love is. And the reason why you cannot restrict it is because it limits how people get to faith, their measure of faith. So, here it goes. All right, so let's tie it into the story because we talked about the younger brother last week, and we talked about him having this experience. First and foremost, he asked for his inheritance from the father, but the father didn't just give it to the one son. At the same time, one asked for it, he gave it to all, to both. So this is where I want to part right here, where we're talking about free will, and we're talking about God being fair, being just. Love being fair and being just. And I think I understand that much in my own experience, especially birthing 6 biological children, but having a hand in raising, 14 plus kids over time. There have been times where they have been totally upset with me because one of them wanted something, they wanted to do something, and I would let them do it for a minute, but then I would be like, okay, so it's, you got to share, make sure that you share a little bit. And I know they felt like, well, what do I get to have for myself? And I really, really want to just have this for myself. But it was my job to implant in them the understanding that, yes, pleasures come with living, right? But you got to have a proper balance. There are some things, especially like with each of them, I would take them all out on their own, or we would just go out, one or two of us at a time, and me with one or two of them at a time. And when you're with mama, you with mama. So if mama's gonna get something from the store, you're gonna get something from the store. If mama's gonna eat a particular thing while she's out, you're gonna be able to eat the same thing that I eat. And it's something that, because we didn't grow up with plenty, right? It wasn't bountiful. So I learned how to live where everybody can have special moments. Everybody can feel like they absolutely are loved. Everybody can have their preference of what they want to eat, especially on birthdays. I think that's why I'm always happy to do birthday moments, because those are the days where I try to remember their details, and what we eat in that day is something that you actually love or enjoy. So yes, I do absolutely believe that we should have some things that are special and unique to us. I think that's why we're unique expressions. But what I'm trying to teach them is that, yes, even though you have those things that feel good to you as a unique individual, it's about more than this. Love is about encompassing all that is. And so you got to find a balance between this personal thing you want for yourself. And then after you develop that personal thing within yourself, all desires that you have will be granted unto you, because you believes. It shall manifest. You ask, you seek, you knock. You believe it, you see it. But after that is done, then the strong bear the infirmity of the weak. So now you have become strong in this belief that, man, God looks out. As long as I continue to live according to my heart with a pure heart, and I'm only sowing seed that are conducive, you want to make sure that all you're sowing is seed that's going to produce more love and produce more love and produce more provision and produce more of the same. Because when we do anything else, then everything begins to suffer. Love understands that it's all. Love understands that it's all. So we're available. So I know sometimes it doesn't feel great, but the Father, he didn't just give it to the one who asked for it. He split the inheritance between the sons. They both had their inheritance. One set off for a far country. The father didn't stop him. But the eldest son chose to stay and remain. In his mind, he thought that following every law, every rule to a T was somehow maybe going to make him God's favorite, maybe make the Father's favorite. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, so I should be rewarded as such. But in your heart and in your mind is a whole competition between you and another. And your heart and in your mind is this whole desire to trump another. So even if you believe that their recklessness out there, exploring life, exploring the world, not being consistent at anything the way you think they should, and wasting their money because they don't know how to budget a certain type of way, you think that those are the biggest sins that there are. But you didn't realize that while you were there, you were living in doubt and unbelief. Because of the fear that you're going to not impress Father, because of the fear that you're not going to that you're going to do something that's wrong or so bad that you cannot be forgiven. That means that you don't even understand what your Father has been telling you the whole time, because during that space and time, love was telling you that, yeah, I kind of know everything about you, every intricate detail already, and I'm living the experience through you. So yeah, you kind of got some things you need to be set free from too. Your brother was lost. Now he's here, and you're complaining about the fact that he has been found. He's getting a fatted calf, and he's getting this ring, and I'm celebrating him being home. And you, in your mind, not wanting to label it as self-righteousness, you don't want to do that. No, because you believe that this is what makes me righteous, and you miss the message. One chose liberty to go live and to learn things in a rough and tumble way. They wanted to experience the life with all of its curves and its bends. Ain't it interesting that many of us like roller coasters, and again, we like games that send us on these great adventures, but when it comes to life, we want to stop it. It feels different, so we want to do it through other means. But no, life is meant to take twists and turns and have challenges, and there are some people who take it head on. And they have the mantra sometimes in their mind that I'm going to listen, I will live or I will die trying. I'm going to have what I say. I'm going to believe. Or there's no need for me to live if I'm not going to live happy and free and peaceful. And then there are others who are afraid. They have underlying fears and don't even know it. So instead of them going out and exploring life for themselves, and the elder son, he could have used all of the wisdom that he had, that he was using at the house, trying to keep all these rules and stuff. He could have used those same little those rules as self-guidance if he would have left and went and explored life. But he didn't even do it as far as saying, Father, I'm going to take this fatted calf down here where I'm living at, and me and my peoples are going to feast on it. He didn't even believe in the Father's love that much. but yet thought that he was the righteous one because he followed all these rules and laws to a T. Can I tell you, love understands rules, but love also understands liberty. Love understands that temperance, self-control means that, hey, I learned to be free, but I also understand that in order for me to live this life in total faith, I had to put up some border, some border sometimes. I gotta understand that, and I know y'all know. Again, y'all know my story pretty much. I'll tell y'all about my stuff, so I know that going to certain levels in this life gonna mean that your girl gonna have to have some temperance. I'm gonna have to be able to understand both all parts of me. The part of me that wants to run wild and do whatever it wants to do, but that part of me has to use wisdom and understanding to say that, hey, I could do that reckless behavior, but that might cost me this, it might cost me that, it might cost me that. But no, let me go ahead and take up this cross. I'm good. Let me follow this path that I'm on so I can find my balance, so I can do the work within me first, and it can show up on the outside. And prayerfully, the strength that I found in allowing love to be the governor, to be the law, prayerfully, that will cause them to feel peace, and we can go ahead and heal this thing backwards. And we can bring the pieces of God back together, going backwards in our hearts and mind, and bring it all together so that oneness is as real as it was before time was time, before thought was thought, before understanding was understood. Absolutely not. The fear of whatever, fill in the blank. The fear of freedom. The fear of what will happen living in your liberty. You so worried about the sin consciousness, that type of sin consciousness thing. You so worried about being sinful that you're afraid to live, not realizing that in itself is sin. Because anything not done in faith is sin, according to the sacred text of the scriptures that we have. We don't fully know all the interpretations of what it should look like, what it was, but from what we've read. So love is a governor. Love is law. Love is everything. And if we just lean into love as opposed to trying to put up these strong defenses as if we're gonna do everything perfect, if we stay coloring in the lines, but sometimes scribbling on your paper with a whole bunch of different colors. You got blue, you got red, you got green, you got brown, you got black, you got white, you got all these colors, and you just want to scribble. You don't want to draw a color inside the lines. And then somebody ends up calling it artwork. And now your gift has made room for you. Your gift to do what? Color outside the lines. For those who need to stay inside the lines, that's wonderful. I was doing something earlier today and I was thinking about myself, and I was like, man, I am just that type of person. Like every now and again, I'll start, and I did learn how to color. Hey, you got to make sure you color in the same direction, because it's so easy for me to color one way and then move my arm and, do all these different things. And one day I realized that there's a time and place for all things. There are times where I may want to do just that. Color straight cross. Oh, that's pretty. Looks good. Then I might want to actually put something underneath my paper and color across it so it makes it look like there's something like it's risen on the paper. It makes a pattern. And then I might want to turn my arm to the left, and then I might want to turn my arm back straight, and then I might want to turn, and I might want to do it just to see how it's going to turn out. And guess what? God is absolutely okay with me doing it, because if God was not in charge of the idea and the thought in the first place, I wouldn't even have it. But I get to decide, is this thing going to be beneficial for me or not? Something that I just got to do. Something that I just choose to. Because all possibilities are understood by God. Understood by love. You can have the healing that you desire. You know that? All you got to do is make the decision. But the fear of messing it up, you can't mess up being you. Can't. Because you're unfolding, you're discovering, you're building as you go. You're going to have some trial and error. There's going to be some cause and effect. There's going to be some things. But if you're so afraid to step outside of any and everything, Because you don't want to be called heretic, blasphemous. I know I have fear in a lot of those areas. You don't want to be called a witch or a false prophet. Well, it already happened, so now I ain't even got to worry about it. Let me go ahead and live this thing out fully. They already got to gather their opinions and their thoughts because they have their misunderstanding of what these words mean. Many of these words mean anyway. Because they don't want to study, show they self-approved. They just want to make judgment calls. And hey, that's just where they are in their journey. And if I'm going to allow that to stop my journey from progressing, that's my free will in action. That's my choice. Love is so dope. When we love walk approach this thing, we find the balance between the two. Let's just say, let's just say that the prodigal son story was about more, even more. Maybe the two sons were not like two different people. Maybe they were just two ideals in one. Maybe that was the scared self that wanted to stick to all the rules. The part of yourself that was born first, the part of yourself that was developed first. I'm just call it the elder brother, the one that was developed the first, the one that was stuck with the rules and laws and religious preferences because they didn't know anything different. And then that other part of you that starts coming up and looking at everything else around you saying, man, like if all of this is out here in this world, why am I limited to this one part? I should probably go and you want to explore, but you're too afraid. You want to explore, but you're too afraid. You want to live in faith, but you're too afraid. Faith and fear, two sides of the same time. We're just navigating life, making a choice with every single step that we make, just making a decision. Do I want to be miserable today? There are times where I feel led, like when I'm having full body pains or something, and first thing I might want to do is reach for some type of pain medicine or whatever the case might be. And I feel that nudge, or something in me says, you know what, I know you don't really want to feel this pain right now, but I don't want you to be dependent. I want you to start looking at the reasons, and I want you to start really doing some research, and I want you to really start allowing, these teachings to be able to sink in. I want you to start affirming and changing your affirmation about it, because of course a part of one of my affirmations is, look, I just really love food, y'all. I just really love food. And so then that continues to be my absolute truth. And I enjoy food I want to eat, but I want to only be able to crave and ingest that which is healthy for me, because I want to live and I don't want to die in physical. Not right now. I'm not ready yet. I don't believe it's my time. I want to live out the fullness of my days. And so if that be the case, then I need to be more educated in it than just anticipating what we may call this miracle. So I affirm something different. I thank God that I'm healthy and I'm whole. I'm thankful that I only crave those things that are healthy for me, that help my body to be in optimal health. Me and my husband, my family, those that are connected to me. And so in order for my mind to, me to be transformed in that area, then I have to renew my mind. And Lord knows, bless us, Aisha Boo. Lord knows that it's not easy. So I renew my mind. I renew my mind with the teachings. I renew my mind really looking at it and saying, you know what, let me not just trust this particular part right here, because guess what? I'm an individual person. And so what worked for somebody else may not work for me, but I have to study, and then I have to do trial and error sometimes. Or I just be still and wait for God to tell me what direction to go in, what's best for me. It's practice. This love walk is a practice. And I'm not trying to put denomination of faith or a religious preference on anybody, because I think that that's the problem. The problem is we've been trying so hard to label everything that we've forgotten. We've forgotten that it's all a part of the same greater whole, all supposed to be working towards the same just great experience. So it's got to start somewhere. So he had options. They both did. And they both chose. One went and lived, came to themselves, understanding that, yeah, I did that, but it's not for me. I'm okay with it. I already did it. I'm good. I done learned some stuff along the way. Let me take myself back to my father. And then one chose to stay confined and never experience anything about life, and really ended up blaming the father for not acknowledging when the choice was always theirs to live and enjoy the fatted calf. Take a deep breath where you are. If you yarn, that's okay. If you sneeze, that's okay. If you cough, that's okay. Feel like you need to move yourself, move your body, that's okay. Circulate that blood. Let's love walk approach it, y'all. What? Everything. This does not mean being naive, because discernment is something that we're all supposed to carry. Jesus, he even spoke once when he was saying, look, yeah, I'm not going to give my heart to those. I already know what they own. But I'm not going to stop living and being true to me and who I am. So I'm still going to heal them. I'm still going to raise the sick. I'm still going to raise the dead. I'm still going to heal the sick. I'm still going to make blinded eyes see. I'm still going to set the captives free. I'm still going to do what I am assigned to do, because I am here to be strength for weakness. For those who are willing, will thou be made whole. Those who believe by faith that this can change and be different in their lives. I'm here for those who are ready to awaken to this truth. Take up your cross. Follow me. There's going to be some rough roads and rides according to your perception. But when you begin to understand it all must come, then you're going to stay prepared. Oh, shoot, I know what to do when the waterfall is coming up and it seems like the boat don't want to slow down. I know how to put this stick out. I got this. It's going to redirect me a little bit. You begin to use what you've gained, my God, as experience over time, and you apply it to your life, not out of venom, not out of hatred, not out of being mad at somebody else or envious or jealous of them, but because you've now come to the understanding of what you must do. Let me take these burdens. Let me carry my cross. Let me follow. Let me see how he does it so I can do the same. Oh, right there. He surrendered. He gave up. He stopped fighting. Oh, he didn't say all them words. He choked. It wasn't necessary, because they wasn't going to change their belief for me anyway. Nope, they're not mature enough yet in this life cycle. Maybe in the next one. Guess I'll see you next lifetime. Right? For things to be able to shift and change. Because listen, and I think I'm going to do a little a YouTube videos about my philosophy, my spiritual philosophy about reincarnation. And a part of why I believe, one of the very things, I give one of the reasons why I believe in reincarnation is because the fact that God is merciful and graceful, and grace is sufficient. Because God is eternal, and we're thinking about this physical existence as if this is all there is. No, God is experience. I'm about to let you in on the second part of it. God literally is living every experience, so there is nothing but reincarnation every time. God is reincarnating every single time. So you may not get it right on this time right here, but it's all well. I ain't even gonna say get it right. I will say you may be on some level of your maturity journey, and it's okay. You're unfolding. But if you can get it in your mind that, hey, this thing right here about my life needs to change, it's no longer beneficial for me, and so I am going to use this time to clear all the debris, let love prune everything that needs to be pruned, and understand that it's a part of the journey. I surrender. And it may hurt me too. That's that burial part where you just go in this dark place and it feels like the most miserable time. And you're like, oh my God, am I really in this box? Am I suffocating? And you got to deal with this time of burial. Time passed before the resurrection happened. It's all symbolic. Are you listening from a metaphysical perspective tonight? So that you can really begin to do the work, the same mind that was in Christ Joshua, you can really begin to apply it to your life. This is not about showing up perfected. It's about understanding that this entire journey is about maturation. And there are times there's the points where you will be a baby, totally dependent on somebody else for your care, physically, spiritually. But it's all a part of the process to get you to the next stage, and then the next stage, and to the next stage. Love is dope like that. Love is patient, it's kind, it's long suffering. Love is eternal. So love's long suffering for love is literally infinite. It's eternal. So you are in good hands. And right now you are in the place where love is saying, hey, go ahead and be naked and unashamed. There's nothing about your makeup that I do not understand and have not put together every detail concerning it. So when you need knowledge, I can get you that. When you need wisdom, I can get you that. When you need understanding, I can provide that. I just need you to be willing. I'm learning that as I have faith, the fear goes away. Absolutely, because what you are doing is now. It's almost like, look, just think about having something in a cup, and you pour it in there, and it pushes up from the bottom. Whatever it is that you're pouring into the bottom begins to push the very thing that was at the bottom all the way up to the top. Sigh. And so as you continue to pour faith into your cup, Nadia, as you continue to pour faith into your cup, Taisha, as you continue to pour faith into your cup, Quantina, as you continue to pour faith into your cup, Destiny, as you continue to pour faith into your cup, Christian, as you continue to pour faith, that is that I'm fully convinced that this is, it begins to push that faith right on up. That fear right on up out of it. And eventually, if you keep pouring, it's going to have no choice but to spill over and spill out. And guess what? Here it is. When you release it and you let it all spill out, then guess what? Love is going to catch even that fear and turn it into something that's going to fertilize this land. It's going to break chains. Because now that fear is now experienced, spilled out, and somebody's going to be able to see it and say, no, let's transmute that fear. We're going to make it fertilizer for something greater. Nothing is lost on love. Nothing is lost with God. So today it is my prayer that all deacons will stop dozing off in service. Today is my prayer that you receive everything that's been prophetically released on this particular podcast episode, but that you also understand that love does as love is, and love is as love does. It all begins to work together for the good, because all things work together for the good, even the scary places. When you get into this new ebook is called, again, Awakening the Love Self Within. It will be available for purchase at midnight, going into the 22nd. But if you are already a subscriber, in other words, you have sown financially into this place this week, today or before today, within the last couple of days or so, and you are connected, then as a Love Walk Vision partner, especially if you are a monthly partner with us already, which I pray that all of you are, this is what I encourage people to do. If you are a part of us, especially if you're a part of a spiritual community and you're connected, of course, those of you who believe in tithing, all that simply means is, hey, this person right here who's in charge of this particular area of life, which is the spiritual leader, or those who are there to help you with spiritual guidance, this is their job. This is their full-time, if that is their full-time job. Then all I'm saying is, to every person who they receive some type of insight or whatever, if they've used their job to help you or assist you, just give them a portion of what you get. Let them live too. That's pretty much all it's saying. It's just honoring those who are before you. So if you're a part of the community, you consider me your apostle, your prophet, or your pastor, or any of those things, and you are tithing here, please do that at the Love Walk site on Coffee. Put it there as a tithe. But also just contributing to your spiritual community for its growth. It would be nice to put at least a portion of it on monthly, so you know that something is always going into the vision, or even the visionary or the gifter or whoever's coming. We have somebody else on here talking, speaking, offering you something of value. We're going to want to bless them too. We don't want them to come in here, and they may even come in here and say, you know what, don't worry about it. But we always want to be able to put into someone's hand that's blessing. So do something that's monthly, but when you come on here, and it can be a smaller portion, that way, you can say, okay, it's consistent, but hey, you know what, this month I'm gonna give more, this week I'm gonna give more. Then you can do that at your own leisure, but kind of think of that, consider those things as you plan out your budget, if that's what you do. Oh, yeah, I am so absolutely happy that I'm free to teach what God is saying and free to speak what God is saying. I pray that every prophetic word that was given, someone found it to be useful for them. I pray that those of you who are not Love Walk Vision Partners or actual vision partners, as far as financial vision partners are concerned, because you're a vision partner when you share this broadcast. You're a vision partner when you go and just follow the page, even if you're not a financial supporter over there. You're a vision partner if you do anything to further this message along, okay? And we appreciate you. So go ahead and get yourself ready for this new ebook release, Awakening the Love Self Within by Dr. Shalonda Treasure Williams Leonard. I am happy because I get to be me. And I get to spill this thing, and I get to see it. Yeah, I really talk with my eyes closed, by the way, when I'm doing these kind of things, because it's all flow mostly. But I'm just experiencing this with you. I can feel the earnestness about, though some of you are just kind of like, yeah, I'm in it to win it. I'm on this journey because I really do want to be transformed. I don't want to be in misery anymore. I don't want to have anything that's not beneficial for me anymore. And I want to realize myself in spirit and in truth. God is all. So there's no mistake with me. So let me go ahead and learn me. Let me do this work for real. Let me not be trying to find ways to make other people feel bad because they didn't do something for me. No, I take ownership and I'm going to do something for me. When I learn how to allow love to love me and to love this whole love stuff out of me, then I'll be able to look at other people the same. And wars and rumors of wars will be discontinued. So, what if the prodigal was just one person with two perspectives? We can look at this however we want to, see how it resonates with you. But what if that was the courageous you and the fearful you? What if it showed both the light and the darkness, the shadow and the one that shows up every day with mask on and trying to follow all these rules, but in your heart, you're still not. You're doing it in the physical so people can see it. But Jesus comes in the scriptures and he says, you already lusting when you lust in your heart. You ain't even got to do the act. So what you think that you're doing as far as following everything to the T and all that, no. If you're going to follow rules and follow the rules of the system, make it because it is personal for you. It resonates with you and it makes sense with you. So you're going to live it and you're going to live it fully. All right. I think I'm done today. Thank you for joining me on the Love Walk Approach podcast. Listen, y'all, hashtag right now. Share this one more time and hashtag let's love walk approach it. Let's love walk approach it. Let's love walk approach it. And then invite them to subscribe and to click that bell for notifications and join us for further episodes here on the Love Walk Outreach Global TV channel on YouTube, where our podcast is the Love Walk Approach podcast, airing on Sundays at 4:21 p.m. Eastern Time. We love you so much just because we can. Listen, October we will not be live in on Sundays in October. Even if I don't get to travel and do everything that I have in my thoughts and mind that's supposed to go down, I will trust that God has a reason for all things. But I still will be taking that time off from live podcast episodes. I'm not sure yet whether I'll still be live on Thursdays or not, but either way, I'll release something each of those days that'll be pre-recorded. But we are. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm in it to win it. I see you. His birthday is in the morning. Awesome. So my baby, happy birthday. Love her. All right, all right. I think I said everything I was supposed to say. Prayerfully, I did. Y'all, hey. Oh yeah, make sure that that you encourage them to subscribe if this is something that they're interested in tapping into, just to kind of help them with this love walk. So let's love walk approach it. Yes. Yes. For those of you who have not already poured into this vision over there on that coffee site, go ahead and put your bid in. You might even want to go ahead and book you a prophetic insight session, depending on how your life is going at this point, and you need some answers. Listen, it is a part of my giftings to operate as a prophet, to operate in whatever phase, psychically or medium or however God chooses to use y'all. I'm learning how to lean into whatever He want to do, because everybody hears things in a different language. What makes sense to you might not make sense to them. So I'm just trying to, put all the stuff together. But whatever it is that God says we are. But we are over here for spiritual and prophetic insight. You can book your session by your donation of $111 or more, and we will spend time. And when I'm on a call with you, I want to focus in on your time and to be able to give you some strategies maybe that you may need to navigate through this next portion of your life, and prepare you. Yeah, especially if you're in a time of transition right now, or you're uncertain about some things that may be going on in your relationship. I'm looking at covenant relationships. In other words, you made some type of vow, even if you did not take the legalistic route to these relationships. It may be a friendship, maybe with your kids, maybe with anybody. You have some covenant relationships that are feeling challenged right now, and you may need some insight. So don't not invest in yourself, or do not go over there if you know you need some insight. And if you consider me, especially if you consider me your prophet, let's get it so we can start moving toward some peace within your heart. All right, for real, it's time. My 500 closing. I don't know how many it's been. And don't be laughing at me. Did he get Christian? Nah. We'll talk again soon. All right.